Everybody told us to skip this step and to pay somebody, but we're gonna give it a go ourselves. We're hanging drywall and it's Monday, we're getting the week started, and we're gonna see, right? Like, we're gonna try it out. We built this entire home on just trying it out, and it's working out pretty good. Everybody told us that we were gonna hate doing drywall and it's annoying and it's this and it's that, but you know, we put some more experience under our belt. We're gonna try it. So we're gonna start with the loft, see how it goes, see how much we hate it, or surprisingly, if we love it, and go from there.
All right, so like Rachel said, we're starting in the loft today. All right, guys, so we're gonna do ceilings first. We'll work our way down through our walls after that. Just a little quick breakdown of some tools we're using. We were using the Hercules drywall gun along with their collated drywall attachment. That makes life a whole lot easier. And then I also bought one of the drywall routers for our switches, light boxes, and receptacles. We also have, this is like a rasp and a foot lift. So you'll see us using this too.
Sorry, it's a little dark in here, but this is gonna be our first sheet.
Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Okay. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. So you guys might have noticed we have some brackets here. These are our corner brackets. So downstairs we have California corners, so the drywall can go into a stud. But up here, there isn't anything for it to go into, so it just anchors it into the rafter.
Okay. Where's our joint? Push high.
So after some sweat, no blood and no tears, but after some sweat, we got our 5/8 inch up on the ceiling. So we're done for that for now. Now it's gonna be onto the walls. It was tough. It was hard. You think you just like put it up there and you're just like, no, I'm gonna just hold it up and then no, it's like,
it's heavy, brother.
It's heavy, and it's like lifting and holding sheathing or siding. It's in the same difficulty, if not harder, because it's an awkward angle. Like, you're lifting it up. Like, my back muscles, I'm gonna be ripped, like just holding it up while he's drilling. So we would have loved to use the lift, but because of how the loft is, and we got a 16-foot lift, so like it comes up to like here at its lowest setting. So you can't load a piece of drywall on it and tilt it, and you can't do it. The loft is too short at the slope that it's at. We couldn't use it, so. Wait. But
like, that's against the wall right there.
I'm laying down on the job.
What else is new? Come on, butt that sucker up over here. For those of you who haven't seen this tool, this is just a little router for drywall, cutting out your outlets and stuff. If you have seen it, this is old news, but for us, this is our first time using it. It's actually really cool. Let's go over a quick little demo on exactly kind of what we're doing. So before we put this sheet up, I marked where my receptacle is, the center of it, right? And then I know that to the center of my box is 16 inches, right? So I go center of that, center here is 16. Radio, make sure that that's in line here. Maybe come a little bit like right there. And then what I'll do is I'll plunge cut this in and go down until I hit the wall of the outlet. And then I'll jump that outlet box and go around the whole thing, and we'll see if it works out. This is not the second time we filmed this. All right, let's give it a go.
Okay.
There you go. So it leaves, like, obviously I didn't do a perfect job here. There's a little, like, hump over here when I came around that corner. But that's nothing that your outlet cover won't get, your cover place won't cover up. So that's not too bad. You ready for the most annoying sound you've ever heard?
Rachel talking.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's the piece I want, yeah?
This is the piece you want.
All right, can you hold it from the left side there? Your left. And then when I lift it, right, I'm gonna lift it gently.
Oh. I'll do it.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Alright.
Huh?
It doesn't come to a point anyway.
Okay, sure.
Today we installed drywall in the loft. The process was good. It was tougher yesterday holding the ceiling sheets over our head, but today we just measured out some triangles and filled in the blanks, so it's good. Glad it's finished. Our gaps are good to us and probably bad to others, but we'll cross that bridge when we get here. I don't know if it's that bad. I think we're gonna find out. And then we're gonna learn more in the process as we've done this entire time. It's just learning. I am very happy with the outcome. It is so fun. It is so much fun to be downstairs and to look up and then you have walls in the loft. Or it's really cool. It's really cool. It actually feels like it's finishing. Like I've been in environments like this before in my life, and it's cool to be able to reach back into my life before we left everything and moved off grid in my regular life, to be able to like visualize that and then to be in the same spot. So it's really cool. And I'm ripped. So for drywall, we have finished our kitchen and the loft. So we have the great room and the bathroom left. For the kitchen and the loft, to hang the drywall, it's been probably 2 working days. Yeah, 2 full working days. We're putting drywall on our cathedral ceiling.
How do you make drywall easy? Why is it heavy?
It's heavy, and then we have the beam, and we're maneuvering over the beam, and it's...
Good morning. It's a new day. We decided, heavy 5/8 sheets of drywall and our 16-foot cathedral ceiling up here are gonna hurt. Just thinking about it a little bit further, this ain't the move. And the tongue and groove will be a lot more cabiny, and it's just gonna look a whole lot better. So we made the plunge and we got our tongue and groove. It seems like everybody online is split between brad nails and finish nails. Everybody says that typically the finish nails, you run the risk of snapping the tongues off. Let us know if you've had success with finish nails. For a nice blind nail, we're gonna go with 2-inch brad nails through the tongues, and yeah, we'll hit this with a coat of primer at the end of it all, and it should look really, really good, and it's gonna be a whole lot easier than lifting up full sheets of drywall. We're just gonna install our first board. We're gonna have to just cut it short right there, and then once we're over the beam, it's just gonna be full 12-foot sections. We got 12-foot boards and we got 12-foot ceiling. Let's go 72 3/4. In an attempt to make our first row as perfect as possible, Let me set up this laser level here. So a challenge we were facing just a second ago, this is our first board. Everybody knows that your first one's got to be as perfect as you can make it. That way when you end up at the top, everything's kind of in line. A challenge we were facing was, I've got to come over my beam, right? So as I come over the beam and then around, this next board is going to be notched. And I need to make sure that this piece here, that sits into this one, right, will notch over my beam and land on both tongues equally. And that might be a challenge, and I don't quite know exactly how to do it. So we're kind of just running the laser. I've got 14 inches to my laser here. So when we place our next board, we're going to try to make sure we get 14 inches to the laser as well. I think that's probably the best we can come up with. Yeah, so if we cut and notch our guy here, we go across the whole way, we put him in as a full board, full plank, make sure it's nice and level, we can come in and slot this guy pretty much underneath of the other one. I won't nail off it completely, but we'll set it, knock it in there, and then call it good there. That should work. So this is kind of what we're working with here. I don't know if you can make out that red line, but it looks pretty good whole way around. It's just barely over this board.
So good news, bad news. Good news is that everything worked out great. We got around the beam and everything's good, level, clicked in, and it's looking really good. The bad news is because we had to do it that certain way where these two, we referenced this, put these two down first, and then did this one, had that go all the way across and then filled in the bottom two, we had to do a couple of face nails for these two bottom two, which, bad news, but also it's Knotty pine and we have a 16-foot ceiling. So if somebody's coming to my house telling me that they see face nails on my ceiling, then they can get off my property. I can just put wood filler in the face nails. So we'll fix it. So much easier than trying to put drywall up here. But I think it looks good from my vantage point, so I'm waiting to hop off the scaffold and take a look from it from the ground and looking and getting a full picture. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard this is? 3 at most, but more probably like a 2. We are getting to the harder part. Guys, I'm thinking like as it's getting taller, it's getting a little bit more difficult, but it's still like a 2. So we've reached our limit on what we can do on one scaffold. So we're going to scoot on over to the other side of the ceiling and get that done on one scaffold. Once that's done, then we're going to stack the second scaffold and then we're going to finish off the top part of the ceiling.
We're starting to notice that a small space, it does get done quick, but a third of the time is spent moving things out of your way. You know, maybe we got a little too eager and we brought in some things that we shouldn't have brought in yet, but for the most part, once we hit some of these sheet goods like drywall and our tongue and groove and more drywall, there's like nowhere to put the stuff. And then when you need to get on a ladder or a scaffold or roll the drywall lift around, everything is in your way, and boy oh boy is that slowing us down, but we're doing it. We're ready for the north side ceiling. We're gonna roll the scaffold over, we're gonna knock some planks up there. We'll meet it where both sides meet. And then, like Rachel said, we're gonna double up on the scaffold and we'll hit that last little 5 or 6 planks at the ceiling top. There you go, just like that, shoot!
All right, it's a new day and we finished up our other side and now we got the second scaffold rung up. So we're gonna be doing the tippy tops, finishing that out and moving along. I think it looks so good. There's some that are really pretty, so it makes it like unique to see the different types of tones in the wood. So it's cool.
I've never installed tongue and groove, but one of the things we've noticed is pretty much everybody's experience is you're gonna cull a lot of boards, you know. Not everything is gonna be perfect, and you know, we're going for the rustic look, so we are taking not perfect boards, but there's ones with like obvious defects where the tongue is completely gone, or there's a knot the size of like $50 and it's just a clear hole right through it. We're not gonna hang those up. But as it stands now, unfortunately, we're probably like turning away like 30% of the boards. So we're definitely gonna have to go get some more boards before we finish.
You are so handsome.
Bum, 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 bum. Good thing we bought the scaffold. You got it?
I got it now.
All right, over the noggin.
On this side, but then it's...
Good boy. So we're getting to the end of our ceiling installation, and boy, oh boy, we can tell it's gonna look great. We're really happy with the decision. We have essentially 3 or 4 boards left, and we're ready to just call it a job well done. The only thing stopping us is our ceiling support box for our fan that we're eventually gonna have up there. We've got to cut a couple triangles out and then like a face plate, we're calling it, and we'll box that out with our tongue and groove and let it match, and it'll all look great. We're just kind of figuring it out as we go, but I figure we'll take you along for the trip. Been a minute since I used a speed square.
I know.
Framing, right? Ugh.
Taking me back.
It has come to our attention that we don't need to make it all that complicated. We just got done talking about it for 20 minutes and it looks like it's just a matter of cutting a triangle, so. I have safety squints on. What are you talking about? Cool. All right, so we got our little triangle piece here to kind of cap this off. I wrote a note for the next person to ever take this off. Before we nail it up, before we nail it up, I just have to keep in mind I do have 2-inch nails in this thing. Now, 1.5-inch board here, kind of like a 1/2-inch board here, so we should be fine, but I am just gonna avoid my box where the wires kind of hang out. If I do my face nails up real close tight to the rafter, the next boards that'll come up here and butt up and close them out, you won't even see the nails. So over the last couple days, we finished our ceiling, and that went lovely. We were so actually thankful that we made the decision because it looks fantastic. So with that ceiling done, we're able to tackle these last few wall boards in our living room area. It's about 10 sheets total, and we're just knocking them out one by one. Wall sheets are easy. We've got a couple pieces left for our gable end. But after that, we're done, and we just have to wait for an inspection. So we're gonna wait for our inspection, and then we can start mudding and taping. So this project has been, I'll say this project has been longer than we expected. It's not that much more difficult than we expected, but it's a lot more time consuming. And we're still on the easy part, according to everybody. So let us know if the mudding and taping is gonna be the bane of our existence. But this is what we were able to get done in the last week or so. And whether or not there's a part 2, we'll let you know. But for what it's worth, we got a quote. We got 50 sheets, not including the materials. They wanted $3,000 for labor. We spent about $1,200, $1,300 on the materials. So all in, that job, if we paid somebody, would have been like 4,200 bucks, $4,300. At the end of it all, if it's worth it, we'll let you know. But we did it, this whole house, for 1,300 bucks.